Welcome to Vampire the Masquerade, New Orleans by Night. This is chapter 4 of our story. We're going to go ahead and do as we always do, and that is go into a little recap. And this week, I was a little off, but I got reminded, much to her chagrin, that Dee is on the chopping block to tell us what happened in last week's story. So, Dee, if you will, take it away.
Okay, so last week, Salt had previously shot up Iris's store, so she kind of patched that, and she was super hyped because she was going to get to meet her sire, as we were going to meet with the Camarilla. I killed a homeless man, and then, because I remembered that, and then we went to meet with the Camarilla. We all met Iris's sire, who is Erasmus Casey. She got to learn that he was ex-Sabbat, like Persephone had said, but he has joined the Camarilla. He bought his way out. He had dominated his sire, LaDonna, to go to the Middle East. And she learned a little bit more about his history and why he sired her and why he left her. Andre got his papers, so that the area in Bywater is officially his domain. I got some journals from a Giovanni who had previously been in the area by the name of Elomosina. And I was told by the prince to basically prove yourself by translating these, which is kind of what she was getting at. She said that she would honor the old accords, but then she was just kind of like, I don't give a fuck. So I'm like, okay. So then we left. We figured out, or Andre figured out, it was you, right, Adam? You figured out that Salt was tailing us?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Erasmus did some stuff, and we were basically invisible in the car. The car was invisible. And he managed to help Andre position the vehicle to where he was tailing Salt. And after a little while, Salt pulled over, and it was like, well, are we going to kill him, or are we going to get rid of him, or whatever? Andre was like, I'll fucking rip his throat out.
Kill him!
Yeah, and Persephone was like, no. She told Erasmus, she said, if you can get rid of him, just do it. And I think he might have been a little bit hesitant but she was like, he can be in the sun. Not that he was hesitant about making him go, but like where he would stay. And she was like, well, if he can be in the sun, it doesn't matter. So then Erasmus got in the car with Salt, unbeknownst to Salt, and told him to go to Arizona. Then we picked Erasmus back up and went back to Cassandra's dream. We got there. Everybody kind of went off to their own thing. Andre's like, deuces. Done babysitting y'all. Persephone started in on the translations. Iris and Erasmus kind of got some sire-child time.
And we watched Star Trek.
You watched Star Trek, yes. And then Andre had a blood orgy with his sire.
It's not an orgy with just two.
Right.
And a dead body, right?
It's just like necrophiliac.
I know, necrophilia, and it wasn't the
Body
Hakata.
matches.
Okay,
Yeah,
I just want it known. It was not the Giovanni.
But it was still monogamous, so it was all good.
It was straight. It's practically Christian.
Yeah.
There's a man, a woman.
It was missionary.
Missionary.
It was vanilla as you can get.
Yeah. Aside from the blood and the dead body.
Yes.
Yeah. Perfectly respectable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, technically dying body, but...
And
Oh,
that,
no! That poor son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And in that way, I mean, it's not any different than what people used to do back in the, day.
Sure.
Maybe? I
Who
don't
did
know.
that back in the day?
Yeah, who
Yeah.
are these people?
Oh, I know. Jamie and Cersei Lannister next
Yeah.
to their son.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, all the
Okay.
shows, all the shows on
shows.
HBO.
Yeah. The historian
do
in
that.
me really wants to know who did that back in the day.
Somebody did.
You
We've
just
been
aren't
around.
reading the-
Humanity's
as a
been around
historian,
a
you're just not
long
reading
time.
the right book.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's in the same book that you can find all
Probably.
the other cool things in history, like MK Ultra and like,
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, and that, I think on that note, I think that pretty well sums it up. Well, we'll start with where we left you, intently poring over journals and translating this old Italian transcription into something legible. I'm going to go ahead and have you make a couple of rolls for me. It's going to be extended tests. For every roll you make will be, and have successes, will be equal to number of journal entries that we do over X number of hours.
Okay.
So if you will give me, since you do speak the language, it'll be resolve, because you're doing this so long. Resolve plus your dots in, or you don't have dots in the language.
It's my birth language, so I get a birth language and the language of the
That's
chronicle.
right. Okay, so let's give it investigation.
Okay. I have one success.
Okay, roll again.
Okay. One success again.
Okay, and one more time for me.
Okay. I got a messy critical.
Okay.
So I 4, 5, 6.
All right. So 6
Damn.
successes on that. Interesting. So we'll get to that in a little bit.
Oh shit. Okay.
We're going to go through our first two.
Okay.
So your clan compulsion will kick in there is basically what's going to happen. And that is the obsession. And the
Morbidity.
The morbidity and the want to know and to discover and uncover the truth. Not necessarily, I mean, this doesn't revolve around a death, because they said that this Elomosina is gone.
Right.
And so it is, you are going to have to make a willpower check, because you are going to stay up all throughout the day, tucked away, reading these journals.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Fighting the sleep, the slumber.
Oh shit. Okay. Hang on. I've printed a new sheet, but I know I had 2 willpower marked off.
Okay.
So let me
That's fine.
put that right there. Okay. Okay, 4. Okay. Shit. 2 successes.
It will be enough, but you'll be at a -1 or -2 for certain roles.
Okay.
Mostly any social interaction stuff. So just kind of keep that in mind as we go forward, because you're going to be exhausted, and your blood is calling to you to sleep. And there won't be a rouse check necessary because you stay up, but God, the beast is screaming at you to go to sleep, but the drive just fuels you throughout the night. So because you did so well, the first couple of nights don't go well, or hours don't go well, and then you realize that some of it's written kind of in a cipher, and you kind of crack it, and then things start just flooding out. Let's get to the juicy bits that you discern from what you do throughout doing this all through the day.
Okay.
The first thing that really strikes you is you kind of go in sequence as much as you can. And the first real journal entry you get is that Elomosina feels sadness that she can't reach a kindred named Vicenta Giovanni. She writes about her like she's dead. It seems that this may have been her child at some point. The 1950s roll around, and there's a talk about needing to keep La Donna in check. It seems that she is constantly having to keep La Donna from siring children. That La Donna falls into love with these people and wants to sire them. Kind of lines up. I don't know if you were there for what Casey said.
I think we were, because he spilled a lot of beans.
Right.
Yeah, right there
Ahead of
in
time.
the,
Yeah.
place.
But,
So
yeah.
seems on brand from what he
Right.
said.
So the one that takes you the longest in those first couple of hours, but the one that also leads the most fruit is a 3-page journal entry. I guess 6 pages because it's front and back. And it is a rant, basically, where Elomosina goes off about the moon landing being a hoax.
I was ready
Wow.
to make a joke about
Juicy.
turning the frogs gay, but then it was actually.
Yeah, is MK Ultra in there?
Yeah. But she's just like, that can't be real. You know, humans aren't that smart. There's no way that they're capable of something like that. That is a sound set, you know, sound stage. Like, but there's also a lot of gross misunderstanding about how television and any sort of technology
I'm
Okay.
sure
works.
this is a very old.
That's true. They said
vampire,
that
I
she was
believe.
extremely old.
Yes.
Probably something she couldn't have even dreamed of happening. You get to the 1975 entry that you managed to translate the other day. Again, just to remind you, it talks about mortals that chased her from her home, burned out most all of her possessions when they burned her haven out, and she got out with a lock of black hair and the journals that you're reading now from previous years. Another point of interest that you find is in 1979, Elomosina becomes obsessed with binding wraiths to her. In the journal, she reports having hundreds bound to her in some
Whoa.
capacity.
What the fuck?
Oh, I know that is it. Persephone would know that this is bad news bear, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Like no role
Yeah,
necessary.
you
like,
being Hakata and
yeah.
you know, messing with the dead yourself. Yes,
It's
and
like,
spirits.
oh god.
What did you do,
Yes.
and how did you do that?
Yes.
You know, that's bad.
Yes.
Yeah, you know it's bad.
Yeah.
No role necessary. Before that, the journal kind of goes, you know, it's like she wrote out of order. It goes back to 1977. It doesn't mention many other kindred. This is the Elomosina show. With the exception of one, there's names you don't recognize, probably Sabat, you know, and you're just like, okay, all right, I'll keep tabs on those. If you're ever like, have I heard that name? Whenever we can run across Sabat, you can roll for it and I'll let you know if you've heard of it in the journal.
Got it.
But one that does stand out is in 1977, she talks about a ductus by the name of Tully and his whelp, Sierra Riojas.
Oh, that strikes a chord.
She feels that Tully is a good ductus for leading a coterie in New Orleans, but that he lacks the higher vision of true vampiric ascension.
Did you say lax or likes?
Lacks.
Okay.
Yes, is lacking the higher vision of true vampiric ascension.
Okay.
Unlike Metatron.
Metatron?
What the fuck is a Metatron?
Isn't that Snape in Dogma?
Isn't that like a transformer?
It's like the voice of God. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's Snape in Dogma.
yeah.
Alan Rickman's character.
I got real confused
Who
for a
is-
second.
who-
That
who
seemed
is-
Dogma, and I was like,
Sorry.
what?
Now, one
Forgot
thing
his
that I
real
want
name.
you to really think about how things were revealed the other night.
Wait. Is Megatron the Transformer? Because this is going to bother me.
Metatron.
Yes, but there is a Transformer
Megatron,
named
yes,
Megatron. Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
That's like
Megatron,
the
yes.
bad-
I needed to confirm it in my
that's
brain
the
before I
big
could
bad.
move on.
of
That's
the,
what I
that's
thought.
the big bad of the Decepticons.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, they're robots in disguise. They're more than meets the eye.
Yeah.
So,
And so is this Elomosina.
Yes.
It's all coming together.
that's
It's all
right.
connected.
so one thing that stands out for you here is what, and I'm going to give you this because you're reading these journals and going through things, and because you did so well in that last roll. Tully was the one mentioned by Erasmus.
Yes, he
that was
was.
sacrificed. If this is to read to be true, then Tully was Sierra's sire. She
Then-
turned in her own sire to get Andre.
Then who the fuck did she turn in to enter the Camarilla herself? Because supposedly she turned her own sire in to join the Camarilla initially.
Correct. That doesn't add up.
Yes.
That's what at least the story she's told you guys and the story you're hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So something doesn't add up there, at least according to these journals.
Right.
Maybe Erasmus just has it wrong. Who knows?
It could be. Could be unreliable narrator.
Possibly.
Well, Elomosina
I mean-
thinks the moon landing was fake.
I mean,
we'll have to ask
or
what he
maybe,
thinks.
or maybe Tully wasn't actually her sire, but like her, somebody who took her under his wing type thing, like a surrogate sire.
Right.
That is also a possibility.
Possibility, correct. 1984. She mentions Prince Marcel's reign being questioned by many in the Camarilla Society in light of allowing the secret / not so secret Church of Cain to reestablish itself in the city. Elomosina was not excited by this church's return. She seems to think it had lost most of its Sabbat roots. Early 1987, Elomosina believes she has tracked down the hunters who have killed so many Sabbat in recent nights. They are tied to the New Orleans Police Department, and highlighted twice in ink is the police are not under Camarilla control like they think.
Oh.
Then we get to the last entry to drive it back home. That was early 1987. That is mentioned. Mid 1987. The Pope is in town. She speaks about bringing reformation of the church by the Sabbat to bring the sinners to the arms of God. This is the last entry in the journals.
Read it again.
She speaks of bringing about reformation of the church by the Sabbat, doing stuff, under the radar or otherwise, to quote unquote bring the sinners to the arms of God.
So they're reforming the Church of Cain. They're reforming it, not reforming
Well,
it.
so this is the Pope, like Catholic
this is
Church.
the Catholic Church.
The real
Oh,
Pope,
this
not a
is-
vampire Pope?
Correct.
Pope John
Oh.
Paul.
Yes.
Who were in
Wow.
87.
He actually did visit. If you look up, give me a history check.
You just told us you
Intelligence?
Googled it already.
Yeah,
It's
can
fine.
I just
Yes.
go to the
Or,
internet?
or-
You can Google it if you. Yeah, we'll say in part of a research because you did so well.
okay.
Pope did visit. It was interesting to note in 1987 that he did in September, I believe. But the ceremony, he gave a mass, and it rained heavily during that mass.
Ooh,
Like
rain.
possibly a tempest.
Oh.
Not, it wasn't like hurricane weather, but it was a heavy rain.
Yeah.
And people were still out in the rain. That's, and, if you go through and find articles of note, it was noted for that there were so many devout people that thousands gathered even in, this driving rain to see him.
Was he in the Pope mobile while he did this? Because that
Not
would
sure.
protect him from the rain. That would
Not
be very
sure.
cute.
Um,
Like a bubble
Probably.
boy.
I'm wondering about like the connection with the heavy rain and tempests and wraiths and specters and all of that. The connection. That's what it's possible. I don't
So
know.
okay, so he said that he's
Elomosina said she was reaffirming or.
But what does that have to
Reformation.
do with the real Pope? Are you telling me the real
The
Pope
Sabbat
has
has a
something to do with this, or is she
history,
crazy?
especially La Sombra,
Yeah.
has a history of working behind the scenes in the church. Just like the Camarilla controls the political arm of our mortal society
Right.
and try to do that, the Sabbat has been known in the past to try to control the religious arm of human society.
It's just apparently Elomosina was, according to these journals, seemingly pretty religious.
So she was going to do something to the Pope?
I don't know.
Or help the Pope? We don't know which side the Pope was
Oh,
on?
okay. Help in quotations.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Is Pope John Paul a vampire?
I don't know.
Probably
Was he
not.
assassinated?
No.
No, he
No.
died of natural causes.
What kind? Like not enough blood or?
Not enough sunscreen.
He died significantly after 1987.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
in the 2000s.
Yes.
Yeah. Because then they brought the Nazi in.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't remember.
and he didn't last very long.
He didn't last. He didn't last.
No.
long.
And
Oh,
then we have the current one.
Yeah. Anyways,
Still don't know the connection, but that is very interesting
Yeah.
between her and.
Do
And
you
that's the last
Do you need
one.
anything or have any other questions?
I mean,
I think she has several questions.
yeah. Something's not. It feels like something's not jiving, but then again. So 87.
Mm-hmm.
That's a. Did they say that she was dead?
Casey seemed to hint at that she
Casey did. The prince didn't at
was.
all.
Correct.
The prince said that the last one that was here. So So that's...
I thought Hunters got her.
Well, that's... He seemed to indicate... I think... Really, you may have to run these by Casey and see what he knows.
What is Casey's first
From
name again?
behind you, Erasmus,
Erasmus.
you hear,
I turn and see who it is.
have you been up all day? It's Ignacio.
Ignatius. Is that right?
No.
Ignacio.
Oh.
His name is... he goes
I
by
can't-
Ig.
I can't remember which one is his full name. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No. His full name is Ignacio. He goes by Ig. And she's like, yes. And I mean, she's... You know that meme that, like, with the Sunny in Philadelphia where all the
she's
shit...
got all the journals up with red
That is
thread.
That's exactly what it looks like right now.
Why do you have a picture of the moon landing up here?
Yeah, pretty much.
And the Pope.
And the Pope.
Oh, God.
It's all connected.
I brought you dinner.
Oh.
Or, well, nature brought you dinner.
Well, that's very sweet.
I haven't started work on anything yet, so if you would like, if you're hungry.
Actually,
You still do need to make a rouse check.
Yeah, let me see. I'm actually okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And she tells him, she goes, I'm actually okay, but we can save it. We can save it for later. Very discombobulated.
He looks over your shoulder at all these notebooks laid out. What is this?
This is not good.
But
Sit.
and he sits and he looks at it and he stares at it for a moment. He goes, "That's not Italian."
No. It's a predecessor. It's Venetian before the Italian city-states unified into one country. Each of the city-states had their own dialect.
He starts to look around the room at notes, seeing translations. And he goes, "Look, I am sorry how I acted the other day. You were my sire, and that was disrespectful of me.
And then she looks
But can you please tell me what's going on?"
and she looks at him and she's nodding and she goes, "You were right." She goes, you were absolutely right. And you need to know what's going on.
And we'll leave that hanging there. As we move to another vampire, rousing the blood and rising up.
He roused the
Yucky.
blood all right.
Go ahead and give me a rouse check.
Oh, I'm hungry. My blood went to my dick.
Apparently that happened because he did get a little hungrier. And you crackle your body free from the blood-crusted sheets. As your hands move, it looks like a close-up of desert ground with all the cracks in it from all the blood that's all over you.
Damn.
I hope you have a loofah in the shower. God.
I'm sure that's probably the first place you're heading to.
Yeah.
Sierra is nowhere to be found. At least not in this room.
Is the
She's
shower
already
blood
gotten up.
stained a little bit?
There is a little red in the shower. So you
Yeah.
could, it does look like she probably was in here earlier.
Okay.
Washing up.
Yeah.
This is not where things started, but it is where they ended.
Ew.
And you make your way out to the living room where last night you were an accomplice to murder. There's no other way to put this. However,
He
I'd
put
it
it a
as
lot of
having
ways.
A good time. To each their own.
you say tomato, I say
Blood
Murder.
murder.
Yeah.
So you go expecting to see a body. You know, I don't know if you're afraid to see the result. If you've got the next day sobriety. Whatever you're feeling, you feel. But as you enter that room, there is nobody there. And as far as you can tell, it looks like nobody has ever been there. The floors are immaculately cleaned. And washing up, cleaning off the last little bits of something, and throwing some gloves away is Wilson.
Winston.
Oh, nice.
Winston, sorry, yes, Winston.
Sorry, we made the joke about the volleyball, and it's forever
Yeah,
going to be.
it's forever. It's even in my notes. That's what's funny. But he looks over and he goes, "Oh, yes, Andre. Hi." And he seems a little disheveled by what is going on, and he's like, "It's done. Cleaned it up."
Good. Thank you.
Sierra called early in the morning and told me, and I took care of it. I don't think anybody will be. The right people have been paid off, and things are handled.
All right.
And he's like, I gotta head out. But before I go, do you think I could? It's not too much to ask. And he's kind of, like you can tell he wants to say something. And he's just kind of mincing over his words.
Go on.
It's a matter of the other payment, sir.
The other.
It's been some time, sir.
Oh. Yes. Well, I got you this. I got you this glitter painting. See, look, you're a vampire in it.
Sierra's like, for God's sake, take care of your ghouls when they take care of you from behind you.
Jeez.
Okay.
Feed the man.
Oh, hi. Okay.
He's done us a favor. We are to take care of those that help us.
That's cool. I just didn't know. Well, that's cool.
Come here. And she goes and takes you to the kitchen and gets a plastic cup out of the cabinet and grabs a knife and cuts your wrist. And it hurts like hell.
Mm-hmm.
But she holds the cup over the wound. And she says, lick that closed. Like gesturing at your hand.
Right.
And go ahead and give me a rouse. No, it's not a. Yeah, it's a rouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a rouse check. You're fine. So you lick it. The wound closes up. It's like nothing ever happened. And she grabs the cup, hands it to him, and says, "Thank you, Winston. He'll be better next time, I promise."
Sorry, dude.
Yeah. And he kind of turns his back like he doesn't want you guys to see him drink it, even though you know what he's doing perfectly well.
Mm-hmm.
And he downs it. And you kind of see him stand a little more erect. And he turns and he says, "Thank you. Thank you," wiping his mouth with the back of his hand. No one's going to know, Miss Riojas. No one's going to know. Well, I hope for your sake, Winston, that no one does. And she smiles at him. And, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Goodbye now. We have much to discuss, he and I. And you are alone. Once again with Sierra.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "So what are you doing today?" She starts to kind of go through her phone nonchalantly. And, the screen's staticking up. But she's just like, like holding it to try to, I don't know why I keep trying. It's not worth it. But anyway, plans?
Well, I was going to go check on my district.
I'm so glad I didn't have to bring it up. So, that's what I wanted to show you. She pulls up an area of the Bywater district. that you drive through to get to your area. So, just a little background on the Bywater District, a little more information for you. Currently, it is being gentrified to hell. Post-Katrina, a lot of the people that lived in this area just didn't come back. Couldn't afford to. And so, as would be expected of a property that people can't afford to build back or, are taken advantage of, it gets gentrified. It gets turned into little hipster bars and brightly colored houses that are remodeled from the inside out, and you add 10 figures to the, total cost of the thing. And that's what's been happening slowly but surely to Bywater. And now it looks like she's, showing you this. And if you are to go further east is where your properties are. She says, you're not right connected to it, but I think you could start doing this. What do you think?
You mean gentrifying the area?
Yeah.
That was my plan.
Awesome. Great. I think you should start with that little hovel of those little 2 businesses. No one's going to want psychic readers or morticians there. Understand that they'll have feeding rights and all that stuff, but they need to set up shop somewhere else. I think you could flip that property pretty fast.
Okay.
But now that you've assisted that one with disposing of a corpse, I think D is going off.
So I'm gonna pull that promise of 1528 out and beat her ass with it.
She's like, but it is your property. Offer them something else, a home or, another place to work further away from where we're wanting to do this. But it's just too good of a real estate area. I mean, I think I've already seen them setting up drink stands and stuff at night because people that get a little lost in the Bywater that may make their way over there. I'm sure that's why that Malkavian set up over there too.
Exactly. They're good clients.
Yeah.
That,
Sometimes.
she can get tourists wandering over there. But
Yeah,
cut them a deal on rent if they want to work around back or something. I don't know, but it's too good of an area. What do you think?
No, renovate my shop.
I mean, I can talk to them about setting some. I can talk to them about it, maybe cutting their rent and figuring out how to get them to.
Don't cut it too much. You are flipping their property and improving it.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay, well, see that you do. I think it's a great plan, and this would expand feeding territories, which is what the prince wants. The more that we can get tourists off of the French Quarter and into other parts of the town, the better. The more that we can get population in there, the better for everyone. So
Yeah, we need restaurants.
we need restaurants, we need bars, we need places that cost way too much and are way too small to live in.
Okay.
Well, I'll leave you to that. I've got some other business I need to take care of downtown.
You know, I saw the prince last night, right?
Yes.
When I was there, we had I met Iris's sire,
Oh.
Erasmus Casey.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed to know who you were.
And I know who he is.
He mentioned that you were both Sabbat at one point.
You know this of me.
I know, but the way he said it just seemed a little odd, and I just
What, with disdain? Like he's better than me? He walked the same road I did. Doesn't make him any better than me.
Last night he watched Star Trek, and what did you do, lady?
We all do what we have to do, what we're raised into.
yeah.
Do you have a problem with that?
No.
It's X, Sabbat. Emphasis on the X. And you'll do well to remember that.
That's fine. I was simply asking because there seemed to be some weird history there. I wanted to get your side of it. I wanted to know more about what's going on.
Oh, Lord. He's picking up dice.
She just kind of, and you can see her hands twitching.
What the
Like she is trying not to, just to be blunt, for player knowledge, frenzy
Holy fuck.
and anger.
Mhm.
Those days are behind us. And you would do well not to pry into history that you do not want to know, shall we say, what goes into the soup.
What?
What we did last night, I wasn't going to mention. It was just a one-time thing. Shall we say that was instruction, an emphasis on where you come from. But I'll tell you this. What we did last night, people in the Camarilla do just as well. The only difference between them and what we were in the Sabbat is that we're fucking honest about it.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure some of this world out, and if we don't need to get into that,
I wouldn't
that's
trust
fine.
Casey as far as I could throw him. Ask him about his sire. She's in the Middle East, right? That's the story.
LaDonna?
Yeah, but no one that I used to know ever heard of LaDonna de Amore making it to the Middle East.
Ruh-roh.
Really?
Ruh-roh.
Oh shit, LaDonna and Elomosina are running around.
Yeah, did he mention Elomosina?
Yeah, no,
I
just
think
that he
mentioned
didn't.
he
Yeah,
knew
just that she was
her
scarier.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned Elomosina,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that she was scary.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I'd bring up, like, and then he mentioned an Elomosina. as well.
That one, yes. The walking skeleton. Her clan curse. Have you ever heard of the Cappadocians? I suppose you haven't. That one that you run with is a Hekata. Over time, the clan curse carries through. I do know if it does or not. They're all different now, and they all call themselves this ridiculous name, but they have so many origins. They used to rot before your eyes. And you take a vampire that's 700, 800, 900 years old. I don't know how old she was. You imagine what time would do to even flesh such as ours if it was prone to decay. How she was even moving, I don't know. But I know she was quite mad. Made Erasmus and his ilk look sane. And was one of the most loyal servants of the Sabbat I think I've ever seen.
She's dead.
There's those of us who wave our hands and say, oh, we're Sabbat. Just like we wave our hands and say, oh, we're Camarilla. And then there are those of us, and she pounds her chest, who we are Sabbat. We are Camarilla. We are Anarch. We are what we say we are, and we believe it with a zeal that can't be tamed until someone has to come along and tame it for you, or someone's. There's a reason there's no more Sabbat in town. It's a losing proposition when the world changes. And I saw the writing on the wall. And had Elomosina not died in the 80s, she would have been one of the first to get found out, I promise you. Is that why that Hekata is here? Trying to dig up information about her?
She told the prince that they were reassessing territories that they had previously owned, and they were making business propositions. They were coming up with.
You can speak into the mic and tell him.
Okay, sorry. You know that Persephone told the prince last night that she was there on behest of the clan to reassess previously held Hecata territories, Giovanni territories, and that if there was any worth salvaging, that they were in the works of making up some propositions for business with the Camarilla.
I guess I'll bring that up then.
So you'll just repeat that.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. So that's why she's here, to find out whatever Elomosina had learned in all her time. She's going to be out of luck, though. Whatever was in there was, her haven was burnt. So any of her journals or entries are probably long since gone. And if there are any, then I would imagine either LaDonna or Casey had them, because they were the coterie. But I wouldn't go prying too much into what the necromancers do. It's nothing you want to be a part of, I promise you. Would you want to speak to the man that we entertained last night? And hear his spirit say how wronged he was?
God, no.
Neither would I. But yet, that is fine with them. There's sadistic, and then there's an all-new level.
I haven't seen Persephone kill a guy and then fuck on him yet. I don't know what she did in that tent. I don't think she had time to do that.
Yeah, but what she's getting at is,
I know.
You could have fucked on him and then brought him back and gone, "What'd you think of that, buddy?"
Yeah.
So,
Was it good for you?
are all of the Hecata Giovannis?
No, a lot of them are. There's others. There's Samedi. There's the Pisanobs, the Duncerns, the Harbingers of Skulls. They used to be with us, which is what Elomosina was. Cappadocians. We long thought they were all gone, but they're back somehow.
She keeps saying her name Giovanni like it's something special.
They all, of course, if she's a Giovanni, they all would, like it means so damn much to any of us. It only means anything to them.
Are they all some kind of inbred family or something? Why are they all
Yes,
Giovanni?
exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
No. That is why I said, if you can get her out of your territory, all the better. In an agreeable way. They still have their weird accords that they make up rules about all the time, because no one's seen these accords in who knows how long.
These are the accords that she was talking to the prince about.
Yes, and then I'm sure she immediately brought it up, didn't she?
She did.
Of course. Of course she did.
Yeah. There's something.
I can do what I want card.
She sounded like there would be hell to pay or something for crossing the Giovanni or something.
Oh, I'm sure the prince will respect it as long as she doesn't do anything foolish like Elomosina.
It's a lot to take in.
Well, think about it on your drive over. Maybe talk to your friend and see if you could get any clarification. And if you learn anything, let me know.
I will.
I'm going to be taking care of a few things that I need to on my end of things to, keep this palatial estate over our heads. I'll talk to you later tonight, okay?
Okay.
Toodles. And she gives you a kiss.
Okay.
Okay.
She goes back to trying to mess with her phone, just like, fuck. God damn it.
I got some real passive aggressive.
And then,
like, hi.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Don't do mint chocolate chip color, god awful, whatever you do to those places, though. Not like this." And you kind of glance as she's, showing you something.
Yeah.
Making plans for you, it seems.
Right.
And as you're driving over, we'll talk about what's going on in a little psychic shop called Cassandra's Dream. So the TV wakes you all up as it's time for Star Trek to come on again. It's a marathon of the old shows that
Hell
she
yeah.
found. And you wake. Rouse check.
Oh, how do I do that again?
Sorry, it's not
just
even a rouse
one.
check. It's just a awaken check. I don't
You
know
roll
if
one.
You roll one, and if there's a onk on it of any kind, you're fine.
Nope, I'm hungry again.
Okay, it increases by 1.
Okay,
How many do you have now?
2.
Okay, you are hungry, but not famished, where you start doing stupid stuff. Let me roll Casey's. Okay. He wakes a little after you, and he's like, "Oh,
Hello.
the tribbles again."
Yeah.
We sleep all right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I gotta tell you, it's different being in a house.
Oh yeah? Better, I hope.
Different.
Well, I know I did just get shot up the other night, but we'll patch it up.
Yeah, I want to help you with that if I can. I got a little money and not a lot, but I want to help fix your window.
Oh, thank you.
Is there any local guys that do glass around here? I want to help your neighborhood.
I don't know. Honestly, I was gonna ask Andre since he technically owns this building now. I think it should be his problem.
Well, that's a good point, but I do know my way around some tools and stuff.
All right. Well, let's ask Andre because I don't want to get in trouble if we start building something and then some bullshit contract type of thing says we're wrong.
Yeah.
I'll call him. Do I have his number?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. I'm gonna call him.
Your phone rings in the Mercedes.
Okay.
You
Hello?
answer it.
Window. Casey says he can. Are we loud?
I don't know what you're saying, but I'm on my way there.
Oh, okay. See you then. Hang up. He's on his way.
Casey's flipping through your little business cards that you have, and like he keeps looking at each one and thinking something.
Are you using your powers?
What? No.
Oh.
How did you come up with the name of this place?
A couple of reasons. One is, the prophet Cassandra from Greek mythology.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then there was, I don't know how much you know about New Orleans history, but there was this murder victim back in the early 1900s named Cassandra Sinclair, and it was this whole
And he
big...
mouths, you notice, the last name is Sinclair, along with you.
Oh, you've heard of her?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a really sad but inspiring story, the way her friends, demanded justice and how they...
It was. Yep.
Yeah. So,
She got it, too.
got what?
Justice. In the end, I think.
Yeah, they found out who did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they probably wouldn't have because she was just a servant. They probably wouldn't have bothered to figure it out, but her friends put her name up everywhere. I just thought it was really inspiring.
That one murder out of all the ones we've had in New Orleans stood out to you, huh?
Really more the response to the murder.
Your friend over in the next building didn't tell you about her?
I mean, no, I haven't really talked to her about it. She looked weird when she, I don't know, sometimes she has these weird looks. And after what she said last night, what are you saying?
I'm saying, I don't know what I'm saying. He looks like he's thinking about something. He kind of twists his mouth a little bit, to the side, like. Is that offer for me to stay here still on the table?
Oh, yeah. You didn't snore at all.
I don't know how it would, but, stranger things, I
Oh,
suppose.
that's right. Well, that was my only bar, so
Yeah.
you were always going to pass.
You have a car?
No, I do not.
You get your hands on one?
No, I cannot. But we could ask Andre.
What's that thing they do with the phone? A taxi?
The Ubers.
You do that?
Yeah. Where do you want to go?
Just my place, I suppose.
All right, can we wait for Andre to get here first and we can ask him about it?
No, we'll come back.
But he's on his way right now.
You can wait for us.
Okay.
That's a little more important.
I'll write a note.
Okay.
She just writes Andre going to Erasmus's house in a big smiley face. Sorry. And she tapes it to the door.
That is so cute. I love it so fucking much. I'm sorry.
So you call the Uber.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while for it to get there.
Andre might beat the Uber.
I was gonna say Andre does get there. You think Andre's the Uber at first, and then you realize.
Once I realize it's him, I go back to my door, take the note, and then I give it to him and say sorry.
What the fuck is this? Where are you guys going?
We're going to his house. Sorry. That's just what. He just wanted to go. We're waiting on an Uber. I
have some business to discuss.
So do we. I wanted to know whether we're allowed to fix up the window or if you're going to pay for it because you own it, which I think you should do.
That was pretty much the plan since
All right, we're good. Let's go.
Hey, you may not have a store when you come back.
What? Hang on. Why?
Because we're going to be doing some renovations around this district. And whatever the fuck this place is, it's not gonna work. So it doesn't quite work in the new era that we live in.
What do you mean? You haven't even done anything yet. You're gonna start here?
No one needs tarot cards.
Oh.
No one needs that right now.
Now listen, people need to believe in something.
People need help. You know what happened when you sent your little letters here? I had a couple come in and ask me, what does it mean? Are we going to be okay? So yes, they do need shops like me for a little bit of hope or some kind of guidance so they'll keep sitting here and paying your damn rent.
What happened to the guy that came in after them?
He was a criminal, so you wanted to get him out anyway, and I started your job for you, so maybe a thank you.
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, think about it.
Oh,
we didn't get
look at that.
Guy.
He's here.
Okay, we gotta go.
We'll
Bye.
be back. We'll be back. Can you hang on about 15, 20 minutes? It's not all that far.
Yeah, because I have more words for you.
Maybe 30.
I love her negotiation. I'm so sorry.
I just got to get a couple things. Apparently, I'm staying here.
Well, maybe you weren't, because he's trying to fucking shut me down.
He's
And
not
now I'm not gonna have a house.
Maybe you can talk some sense into her.
We'll talk about it.
He knows less than I do. And she says it like that's some big, he knows even less than me, so good luck.
We'll work it out. I promise, Andre. We'll work it out. I think boons have traded hands, and accords must be struck. We'll discuss those terms when we're back.
Solved one half of the Duskborn problem, so I get at least 1/6 of a boon. Do you think my shop's worth 1/6 of a boon? I do.
Iris,
She
you remember me talking about? Do you remember me talking about not opening your mouth if you have any doubts?
Just for the prince.
All of us.
Oh.
All of us.
She does the zip her lip and throw away the key thing and then gets in the Uber.
Oh, goodness me.
I love her so fucking much.
Well, and he tells the driver an address, and it's near Lafayette Cemetery.
She's bitching the whole way there.
And you arrive, and in short order, he says, wait here. And you see him go behind an iron gate.
All right.
And he returns
She asked
shortly
the
with
Uber-
a old wooden box that's locked up.
While he's gone, she's asking the Uber driver if he knows any open properties for businesses.
Oh, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff, but it just depends on where you want. I mean, from where you, no offense, but from where your stuff was set up now, I don't know much other options. I mean, if Well, you want to move? I've heard that all that
That
white people stuff
yuppie
is moving this
is
way.
gonna shut me down.
Well, you can always, you do have tenants' rights.
I do? What is that?
I mean, if you've paid your rent, he can't immediately evict you. Have you paid your rent?
Probably. I'll have to check.
I'm pretty sure episode 1 you talked about needing some help.
No. I said I would need help if you lifted it anymore. So I'm probably good for next
I think
rent.
I need to go back to the tape on that one.
But yeah, then Erasmus gets in the car, sits down with the box, and's kind of got his hands over the top of it. Smells like earth.
Plants. Nice. Plants will look real nice in our place if we get to keep it.
Yeah. Yep. Well, let's get on back.
All right.
I'll get my other stuff later. This is important.
She whispers to him, "You know plants need sunlight, right?"
Yes.
Okay, just checking. All right, let's go.
Oh my. And
He's regretting this decision. I'm gonna take my box and go.
so, you wait with her.
No.
What?
Oh, wait. You're studying, aren't you?
I'm-
Yeah, no, I'm
Her and
still...
Ig are having
Oh, that's right.
a
Having
discussion.
Oh, that's right.
The
So-
doors are
That's
locked
right. Let
and
me
the
go back.
lights are
Yes.
out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all.
For the record, I'm still in Cassandra's dream, and I'm just kind of.
I did not let you in.
He's got keys.
I've got keys.
God damn it.
I'm walking in, and I'm
God-
just
oh,
like
thank
kind of
God you walked
walking
in
around,
there.
like inspecting.
I should have cursed this
inspecting the
place.
shop, just like
We'll tell. We'll
Like,
talk later what you tell
inspecting
me.
dust.
What you tell him.
There's a lot.
Just looking at the mess of a of a store that this is.
It smells kind of like weed,
And
but
blood.
vampires can't smoke weed. So you're like, what the fuck does she do here?
She brought weed incense just for the aesthetic.
For the vibe. I need to get the vibe out so it's authentic when the people walk in.
I mean, you could look around if you wanted. It's up to you.
I mean, I'll look around because I'm inspecting the place.
Okay. So, what does he find, Monica? Is there
So-
anything he shouldn't find?
I bet he would find like a note. If he opens up a notebook, it's probably just filled with fucking spirals and a lot of questions that I may have asked about spirals and just when I see it, and maybe dates of when I saw it and stuff like that. Star Trek's probably still playing on the TV.
Still,
It's a marathon.
I probably didn't turn it off.
I guess there's like that many episodes.
And
I mean, they'll just run the next series, or they'll just keep them on repeat.
yeah, I think the weirdest thing to Andre would probably be the spirals.
So, yeah, you do find these notebooks with that. And just questions, where is he? New Orleans, question mark,
Guess could I deduce that she's talking about her sire since I knew she was like super anti?
Yeah, in light of recent developments, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's obviously not from here. And I think
Yeah.
you knew that. But it seems like it was from Las Vegas. The clue is that the notebook is a Viva Las Vegas, welcome to fabulous Las Vegas
I
Yeah.
probably have a lot of that shit
notebook,
around.
Yeah.
Then, as you're growing tired of waiting, an Uber pulls up and two familiar faces get out. And they're back. You see him, lights are on in your shop that
What
you can
the
make
hell?
out through the wood,
She runs in and I don't know what she did. Never mind. She just walks in.
By this point, you've put the notebook down. but-
Sure.
What the hell are you doing?
This
I have
place,
tenants' rights, you know.
This place is a mess.
Yeah. So what?
If we're gonna be renovating this place, I'm gonna need to call somebody to clean up.
So renovate it and I get to stay here. Look.
I never said I was
What?
kicking you out.
Let's have a seat.
Oh.
Let's have a seat.
Okay.
All right. Andre, right? Andre? Mr. Ducard.
Whatever you want to call me.
Mr. Ducard. What are you proposing that Iris gets in return for her boon of helping you with the prince's request of ridding the city of the Thin Blood Menace.
That's not Iris laughing. That's me. Because I know
She's
that's
going-
bullshit.
She can keep her shop.
Yes.
She's gonna be able to keep the shop.
Yes.
Excellent. Are you proposing to raise rent rates on Iris?
I'm not gonna raise any rent on her.
Whoa.
In fact, if she goes along with my plan here, I'll even cut rent down.
Whoa. Okay. All right. Yeah. What's the plan?
I'll let you two negotiate.
Thank you.
So since the prince tasked me with making this place better for vampires and all that jazz, I'm needing to take my district and gentrify it the way that the other districts around us are gentrified.
Oh Lord.
So what we're gonna have to do is, I'm starting with these shops, and we're
Oh, the two where the vampires live. That's
Yes.
handy. You couldn't give us a little more wiggle room, little time,
Ahem.
kick them. What?
With all due respect, Miss Blackwood,
Just asking a question.
pretty loaded question.
Mr. Ducard has the
Then
floor.
don't do
with
loaded
his-
acts.
With his propositions. I understand your concerns,
Okay, sorry.
but what is the reasoning behind your choice, if you don't mind, sir?
That's what I said.
Do you hear the respect in my voice, young lady? Do you hear how I treat this man with dignity when he comes proposing whether or not he's going to take your home?
I don't owe him that. He just
You
bought it.
You owe no one anything, and yet you must depend on others to stay alive and thriving in these nights.
Proceed. She's sulking a little bit because she's like, that's a good point.
And he kind of leans over to you and puts his arm around you. He's like, I understand your gumption, and you're passionate. And I know that's what LaDonna saw in you too. But just for right now, you gotta play the La Sombra game. It's about respect and power.
Am I hearing him say this?
You hear
Probably.
whispers, La
Okay.
Sombra power,
Yeah.
things like that.
Okay.
Okay, tell me your plan.
So we are going to be renovating this area, and it's going to be the whole district, but we got to start somewhere. So we're going to be starting by giving this lot a fresh coat of paint.
Okay.
We're going to make everything look super nice and spiffy the way that it looks in other places,
Okay.
in nearby districts. No mint chocolate chip though. One thing we're going to need to do is figure out another business decision for the shop. You can keep the tarot card reading and on one condition, that you have something else in your business that will bring in tourists. Whether that be coffee,
I told myself I would never do that
a
again.
bookstore. You could have a cute little bookstore.
Hey, now I like books.
I like books too.
Yeah.
They're just expensive to stock and keep stocked. A lot of people here don't want to buy books. They want to buy an experience.
Erasmus says, hold on. And you hear him, he goes behind the counter where he put something when he came in. You hear it click, and he comes out with this wad of cash.
Oh,
And the bills look old.
Mhm.
And he's like, would this buy books? And he hands it to you. And it's probably like,
she takes it. She's like, plants, green. Slides it over.
he's like, he takes it back. And he's
Oh.
like, I think there's about $12,000 here.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, I'm sure you could buy.
It'd be a good
Plenty.
start
But-
to the business, don't
but-
you think?
Yeah. Okay.
So as dual proprietors of this establishment,
Well, hey, I need to go back to the books thing.
an investment partner.
This is moving too fast.
You need somebody to work the bookstore while you do tarot readings.
That's a good point.
Because you don't want to deal with books. You want to deal with telling people's futures.
I have
and
no
helping them.
problem dealing with books. My issue is that I don't know if anyone will buy them.
It doesn't matter as long as it looks good.
He said it has to
make
bring in money.
people buy anything if the store looks nice.
And we can
will
make
give it the renown. We'll give it the
people
marketing.
buy anything.
Oh, yeah. Duh! Okay. Yes, I see now. I understand.
We'll call it Women and Women First. I'm joking. He doesn't say that.
He's gonna grow his hair out all long and gray and be with me. Okay. That does sound doable.
Yeah.
See, when other people say things, it sounds so reasonable, but whenever I say anything, it doesn't sound reasonable at all. I
Mr.
don't
Ducard, do
understand.
these terms sit well with you, sir?
Yeah, as of right now, this is seemingly the
And
probably
can,
the best course of
and
action.
can we have an agreement in a boon that we have rights to stay here at least a year and a day, and shall our labors prove fruitful, we shall be able to stay here indefinitely.
Yes, if you're able to make money and help this district, you can stay as long as you want.
Then our terms are agreed to. Iris, write it down.
She writes down our terms are agreed to.
Write down that this boon has been agreed to.
This boon has been agreed to.
All right, sign it.
She signs it.
You
She
sign it.
says, bookshop plus tarot equals Andre Happy, money, money, money.
The fuck is this?
That is our contract for a boon.
I'll have Wilson rewrite this.
Winston.
Winston.
Whoever the fuck he is.
I'm sure it needs a little legalese put on it, but
I'm just excited. I'm sorry.
the meat of the situation is there.
Yeah, this works for me.
Excellent. Well, you,
Cool.
sir, have a deal.
Cool.
Cool. I will be.
And you have a new partner, it looks like.
Thank you.
I'll
Lord help
handle.
me.
I hope he doesn't fuck this up.
I'll handle the renovations.
She says out loud.
Me
Okay.
too.
I'll call the people and get the renovations.
Excellent.
Set up.
Excellent.
What kind of vibe should we go for? Can we get a mood board going?
I don't know what that is,
Oh, all right.
but we can do whatever works for most young folks now.
That's true. That's true. It does.
If you're
I
gonna
do
s-
have
if
an
you
old
wanna s-
lady vibe.
If you want to set up an idea for
You
the
have
shop,
a folding table with beads in front of it, and that's your...
That's all you need.
No, ma'am.
Mm.
That's...
Well, when you have the talent and the sight as I do, it's
then
all you need.
give me a style plan.
Okay, I'm gonna make a
and-
mood board.
Yeah, and
Okay.
also we're gonna need to change the name of this place
What? Why?
because no one
It's
knows
historical
what
if
the
I
hell
sell a
Cassandra
book on it.
I
in the
agree.
stream is.
I agree. We need to change it. Yep.
Fine, I'll come up with a new name.
What the heck? Who is Cassandra, anyways?
It's a long story. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's one tenant down. I appreciate your willingness to cooperate, even if it may have been a little against your will.
How about the seeing iris?
I like that.
Mm,
It's funny.
I mean, you're still going.
the whispering iris.
Ew. We're going.
Yeah, that's gonna get the wrong kind
This
of
is
We'll,
a-
people.
we'll work on it.
This is a bookstore first.
What? Okay, that's fine. Remember, that's
You can
fine.
keep your tarots, but the bookstore is what's going to bring people in. Then you can sell them on their tarot cards.
It'll work out of the bag. It'll be all right.
Yeah, it'll be like one of those secret bars that's behind a bookcase, and you know about it on social media.
Speakeasy.
Speakeasy.
Yeah, that.
Sure. That'll work.
Cool.
Well, sir, we won't keep you any longer. We have a little bit to go over. I'll let you get on with your business, but
Okay.
if you're agreeable to these terms, we'll let you take that. And I'll make a note that we'll see that soon.
Cool. Pleasure doing business with you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Iris.
pleasure doing business with you, sir. Thank you
Now
for
shake
not,
his hand.
She shakes his hand and says, "Thank you for not kicking me out. I'm sorry. I get excitable."
Okay. Pleasure doing business with you.
Yes, sir. All right, where to next?
So now I'll be going next door.
Okay. You knock, and a young man comes to the door that you've not seen before. And he says, "Can I help you?" Can you describe him for us, what he looks like?
Give me a second, and I can. It's a dude he's about medium build, not super tall, about 5'10"-ish. He's got dark hair, about medium length, right about here. He may or may not have it pulled back. Green eyes, very short, well-kept facial hair.
Okay. So that's who you see before you. He looks a bit, disheveled, like he was in the middle of something.
Yeah. With that in mind, my guy is taller. He's like 6'2" or something. And since he's like a strength guy, he's kind of more jacked.
Okay.
My guy's harder.
My guy's harder than this dude.
Well, I just realized I didn't really explain him.
Yeah,
that well.
That's true.
I know we're on
Really.
episode 4, and I haven't
it's
really
fine.
explained
Yeah,
what he
that's
looked like.
Okay.
La Sombra ex-frat bro, almost.
Essentially, newly turned.
Right.
Yuppie, like she said.
Don't
Like Patrick Bateman
There
looking.
you go.
don't let looks deceive you.
Sure. Anyway, so okay, so he's like, is Persephone here? I haven't seen you here before. Who are you?
I'm employed at this place. I'm one of the embalmers.
I haven't seen you around.
No, intermittent hours,
What's your name?
My name's Ignacio.
Ignacio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice to meet
just
you.
one moment. I'll see. We're really busy tonight. I'll check and see if she's available. You might ask if I ask who's calling.
This is Andre Ducard,
Andre.
the owner of this property.
Does he know the name Andre Ducard?
When the thin blood thing filled in, he would have got the top down from
Okay,
what all had
okay.
happened, so he knows who that is.
You see him kind of stop and go, "Okay, one moment," like he might have recognized the name.
Okay.
So he goes off. What are you telling him? Are you available?
I'm assuming we got interrupted mid-discussion.
No. There's probably been enough time to maybe not tell everything,
Okay.
but enough to give most of it. It was mostly the Q&A time,
Okay.
but yeah, I would say the meat of it's been done.
Okay.
It's mid-discussion, but it's end of discussion.
Okay.
Things, it might be a natural, oh, thank God, this is something to wrap it up type.
Okay. She really doesn't really want to deal with Andre right now, but she's not going to send Ig out
Okay.
to deal with him. Persephone does come out.
Okay.
She looks very different.
Very tired, very impatient.
And she's not wearing her normal garb that you've seen her wear. And
Jeez, what happened to you?
in fact, it looks like she's maybe put more of an effort to be able to blend in more with the humans, if that makes sense.
So she doesn't look disheveled?
She does look disheveled,
Uh-huh.
But
but
like wearing more modern.
she's
sensible
wearing
clothes.
modern clothes. She has
Oh.
makeup on. Like her hair isn't done up in these intricate styles that she normally does. It's just like pulled back in a ponytail.
Gotcha.
What do you need?
I'm here to discuss our new business plan.
Well, that will have to be discussed another night. We've had a lot of bodies, and we have a lot of work that needs to be done. I've
Well,
obviously had to call in help.
cool. You guys can get that wrapped up, and we'll discuss the future of your business.
Again, Mr. Ducard, We will discuss terms this next night. You're very young, so I will give you more grace than I would normally. But make no mistake. By the accords of the promise of 1528, our business is ours.
These fucking accords.
You better get used to these fucking accords.
You have the fucking lease in your hand. You hear in your belly.
Yeah.
Accords or not, you could kick her ass to the curb. Show her who's fucking boss.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, your accords don't say anything about whether you're going to be sleeping in this building tomorrow if we don't discuss what's going to be happening.
No, but my accords tell me that if you interfere with my business, you will have more Giovanni and Hakata coming out of your ass!
She threatens.
Then you will
nothing.
know what to do with.
The fuck are these Giovanni? Okay, we'll deal with your shit later.
You're leaving. Coward.
Fuck off. Fucking stupid ass beast my ass. Suck my cock while I'm fucking dealing with fucking business.
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
That snaps her out of it just a little bit. Because she probably took her a minute to be like, did you really just tell me? But then it's like, oh, he's... You have 5 minutes.
All right, so in you go. To the business office.
It worked.
Okay, great. Sure.
Telling yourself to suck your own dick. Apparently is effective.
She didn't want that on camera.
All right, look, so here's the deal. Since I own this district, we're going to be making some renovations to this whole district. We're gonna starting with this lot. I've already talked to Iris about what we're going to be doing with her shop. And I've made a good plan with her that she can keep her tarot card reading situation, but she has to help gentrify and make the area better by bringing in more tourists. With her, it's a little bit easier because we can keep her tarot cards and then make like a bookstore, which is what we plan on doing with them. With
You will
it's a
update the
little
funeral
bit
home. We
different.
will do ghost tours. This is New Orleans. It is very common. Get out.
Ghost tours?
Yeah.
Ghost tours of what? The area or this building? While it
Either.
looks very haunted, is there any history to this fucking place?
There are more ghosts here than you could possibly imagine. Now get the fuck out.
No, you talk to fucking plenty of them, I'm sure.
You have no idea.
Okay.
Mr. Ducard, I like you a lot, and that is why I'm giving you more patience than I normally would. Normally.
You're not treating me with a lot of respect.
Oh, my dear, I'm treating you with more respect than you deserve right now. Let me tell you
is telling
this.
me otherwise.
If you were anyone else, I would rip that soul right out of that shell. Bring your
That
worthless
sounds
ass
like-
up from Sigia.
Just like Elomosina.
That sounds like a fucking threat.
Did he hear that?
No,
Oh, that one.
you did not hear that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't a beast.
Yeah, I know. That was
Something else.
something else. And and you see her start doing like this, holding the back of her head. And she's like, you have to get out.
What the fuck is going on?
You have to get out. We can discuss it tomorrow, but you have to get out.
Going on one of these tantrums again. Okay, fine. But we're not
We're
through
not
with
done.
this.
We will discuss it later, but you have to get out.
I'm walking slowly out.
Okay. All right. It's up to you whether or not a ghost tour does make sense. It's touristy. You don't know how you would do ghost in a morgue. You know, it seems like one would go out of business or the other.
The morgue is not.
I mean, it's a
The
funeral
more-
home.
Well, I'm
this
sorry,
is a funeral home. I
right.
mean, they have services and everything like
Right,
that
I know.
here.
I'm
Putting
sorry.
a funeral home next to a bookstore is not a good look, though.
Yeah.
Funeral home's gotta go
Now-
somewhere.
Now, listen. You do own other properties. This could be a matter of relocating the business somewhere else. So that is a consideration. It's something to think about. I'm not telling you what to do as a character, but I am giving you options.
But relocating her, she's still going to be in the same district.
She could, but you could also move her to the edge of a block. And here's the thing. You're moving her now. And if things prove fruitful here, okay, maybe you buy some other properties and move her somewhere else. Somewhere better. For her. For you.
Okay.
I mean, plus, you know, she's not exactly in a good mind for negotiation right now.
Clearly, she's losing her shit.
Well, yeah, and you've never seen her lose her shit, have you?
No, we did see her lose her shit one time.
Yeah.
Almost.
This is Vampire Fifth. We're all everybody's gonna see everybody lose their shit.
She did
Yeah.
it when she did it in the car when she
Yeah.
was like, "You need
Yeah.
to stop this car."
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But even that, she wasn't violent, though.
No.
Yeah. And she was like threatening.
Yeah, but I mean, you could. There's ways to spin this, but you think from what you could take away, and D, correct me if I'm wrong, you could probably at least get her to the table in a better moment.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I mean, well, she flat out said, look, I like you a lot. That's probably the reason why she gave you 5 minutes. Anybody else, she would have told them, you know, well, fine, you want to suck your own cock? Well, you can stick it up your butthole on the way out the door.
Well, and the other thing too is that I could have just had you straight up evicted from this place.
True, but there are consequences to that too.
Yep, there sure are.
There's
al-
also consequences to snapping the neck of an innocent person and having sex on his dead body.
No, there's not.
Not yet.
Apparently there's
Apparently,
not.
there's not a damn one.
Exactly.
Apparently there's not.
Apparently there's not.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
So
Yeah. Some things to think about. I'm gonna give you a moment to stew on those while we shift the spotlight again.
if we can literally move a body out and clean a fucking place out after we did some horrific shit, I'm sure I have some sort, or Sierra has some kind of connections that can get me what I need.
Yeah,
out
that's
of
why I
this.
feel so confident. about
Yeah.
this.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I
a good
just
Lasambra
did
That's
thinking.
the thing. Like I'm not
That's a
walking
good
in.
Lasambra
Yeah,
thinking.
I'm not walking in here negotiating on their terms. This
Yeah.
is I'm. If anything, I'm doing them a favor
Right.
by keeping their business because I could just kick them out right now.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Give them a month. They have till the end of the month, and they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't necessarily care about whether they're here or not. I care about whether I get this district up so we can win.
Right. Right. Well, back in a home / tarot shop. Erasmus is looking at your old Macintosh computer.
Is it one of the? It's gonna be pink.
Yeah, it's
Can it
one
be
of
that
the
pink one?
colored one.
Yeah.
It takes forever to run, and it's got viruses galore. But he's looking at properties. You don't use it very often, and he's just like, old man with the computer. And he's just like, well, this is nice, and it's some bookstore in Portland, And he's just like, that looks fancy. What do you think? That's like a nice homey feel to it.
Homie.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at.
I think it needs a little bit of darkness since this is New Orleans.
He sits on top of the box as he's typing, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, it's 12 grand. Did he put his 12 grand back in there?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I mean, it's an old dirty box. I don't think a robber would get it, so I consider telling him to take it upstairs with us when we go to bed. But I'm thinking dark, maybe minimalist, and a little bit edgy. Because that will bring the youths in, and the youths spend their money when they drink.
No, youths. Have you been downtown in the French Quarter? There's a lot of people. They don't like edgy anymore. That's the 90s. They like gold, rose gold colors and geometric shapes.
That's what
and
I'm saying.
Jeans that come up past their belly buttons, and then the shorts are cut too
What?
low.
I'm talking about black shells with gold detail, that
okay.
kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That way it feels edgy when you walk in.
Oh, okay.
But it's also modern for the Zillennials or whoever the fuck they are.
I don't know what they are, but I want their money.
Oh, okay.
And
You got tons of money.
no, that's all I have in the world right there.
That's tons of money.
It's not enough to start a business. It's enough to go in with you.
You want to start your own business?
No,
What's the problem?
I want to watch after you. You need help.
Yeah, I do.
You can't hardly take care of yourself because you never had anybody show you how. And I want to do better by you than mine ever did.
You already have.
I feel like maybe it's a chance at a new life. Speaking of that, we need to talk about something.
Okay.
Can we go upstairs? I need to talk to you about what's in this. And
Your money?
He pats the box.
Okay.
He takes it upstairs and he says, "Now I'm not." As you go up to your room, I'm not saying, or the apartment that's up there, I'm not saying anything's bad's gonna happen, or anything wrong is gonna go down. You got a hammer and nail?
But
Simple question.
probably not a nail.
Eh,
You don't keep a toolbox?
She'll have to scrounge around a little bit. She
okay.
didn't know
Well,
the
as you
last
scrounge
time
for
she
stuff
did
in the
it.
kitchen sink, the kitchen drawers, the catch-all drawers, you find a few here and there, nails, screws, stuff like that. He's like, just anything to hang something up.
Oh, like a picture.
Yeah.
Okay. She'll get something.
So now,
It's probably one of those things you stick on the wall, the white plastic things.
oh,
Will this
that'll,
work?
yeah, I reckon so.
All right.
And he pushes the table back against the wall in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And have a seat in that chair for me.
Oh, magic tricks. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, magic.
Ooh.
He opens the box. And you can peek in if you want.
He told me to sit, so is it like on the table?
It's in line of sight. You can see it if you want to
I'll
look.
Yeah.
So you see a pile of chains in this box. There's a silver bowl in there and a little bag and another little bag. The cash, a stake, and a weird looking like French era or something gargoyle head.
What the fuck?
He gets the chains out and the bowl and the other stuff, and he sets it down.
What this?
And he takes his thumbnail and cuts and starts bleeding into the bowl and starts muttering something to himself. And then he licks it closed and he's just for precaution, mind you.
She says, "Okay," even though she doesn't know what's happening.
He starts to take the blood and he starts to run it across the chains, saying something to it. As he does, he's like, Iris, I need you to be real quiet in this part, okay?
She nods.
And he takes this white dust and starts sprinkling it on the blood. That's on the chain, and sprinkling down it. And then he opens the bag and there's like a mummified human thumb in there. He starts to run it down the chains as he says something.
She's kind of grossed out at
And
this
this
point
process
of
takes
watching.
about 45 minutes or so.
Oh, it is very hard for her to not say anything, but she does it.
I need you to give me a willpower check.
What the fuck? He's asking D, everybody.
Is it a willpower check or is it? Do I lose the 2 dice?
Nope,
Okay.
not for this.
Okay. 2 successes.
Something is wrong. Your house does not welcome you.
Oh, what the fuck?
You just feel it. Not where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
This building, there's something hostile to you here.
Oh, shit.
You just feel it in your bones. And he starts to take the chain and tacks it up around the door. It's the only entrance to your house.
You have a back door, don't you?
The back door is downstairs. She probably has
okay.
a fire escape window, I would assume, just in case of fire. But that's the only door to get into this apartment, yes.
He takes the chain and he starts to work a link back and forth until it breaks. And then he takes another piece and puts it around that window.
All right.
He says, now it's home.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Now listen
Who
to
needs
me.
curtains?
Listen to me real good.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. You see what's in the box?
Yeah, a lot of weird shit.
I just want you to promise me one thing. I'm not accusing anybody of nothing. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But if someone ever comes to your house and they have problems getting across that door frame, anybody, I don't care how well you know them, you come get this this stone hit.
And throw it at him?
No, you hold it for dear life.
I hold it? Do I run away?
No,
Okay.
you tell them. You tell them if they don't want this destroyed to leave.
Okay.
That's only if they ever mean you harm.
But how will I know if they mean me harm?
You'll know.
Okay.
I hope I'm wrong.
Well, I don't, because then you'll get the rules
I hope
wrong,
I'm
gonna
wrong.
Fuck it up.
I hope I'm wrong. Real wrong.
Okay. Well, now I'm afraid to leave the house. What if I can't make it across?
You can make it across.
She sticks one foot out
It's just
towards
a chain.
the door.
It's just a chain. So you can talk to the dead, right? Or you see them.
Sometimes. I
Yeah,
mainly
me
hear
too.
them.
Me too. My whole life. Even before.
Yeah, you told me.
Yes. Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's impressive talking to Cassandra Sinclair.
So you did know who it was.
I did.
See? Cool.
I knew her friends too.
Oh.
Her friends weren't so nice. At least some of their associates.
Oh. What do you mean?
She ran with a bad crowd and didn't know it. She was a sweet girl. Kind of like you. But I didn't know her when she was alive.
Oh.
I didn't learn much in the ways of this stuff. But I learned enough to keep the things that might do me harm at bay. And no offense to your friend down there, but if there are Giovanni back in town, I would just as soon be careful.
Okay. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying she's a bad person, a good person. I'm just saying that name carries weight. Especially in New Orleans.
Okay.
Well, you hungry? I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Where are we going to hide this?
Hide what?
Box.
I don't know. I assume it's too big to fit under the bed.
No.
No? Oh, then I say under the bed.
All right. That'll work. Well, what are we eating tonight?
People.
Yes.
Oh.
Where? Fridge quarter?
Sure. Yeah, we could get some inspiration for our new look and our
That's a
new name.
good idea.
Yeah. It'll be a business expense. We can bill Andre if we buy anything.
No. That's not how that works.
Damn it.
He'll be responsible for stuff up to a point, but we'll talk about that later.
All right.
And off you go.
She's very cautious going through the chain door. She doesn't get it. She's afraid she's going to feel like a force field or some shit.
You don't.
Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, downstairs in the funeral home, Ignacio puts his arm on you. He's like, what is wrong? Hmm?
Where are we at in that conversation? I don't know.
So it's a rewind.
Okay.
It has just happened.
Okay.
The change just happened, and she felt the
Yeah. So we've rewind it
Okay.
a little
So,
bit. The chain has just happened like maybe a minute ago.
okay.
It feels better now.
Uh-huh.
But you still know there's part of this building you need to stay away from. You just feel it.
What all was discussed in the previous conversation?
It was us.
'Cause that's
discussing
gonna-
business.
No.
Oh,
I mean
With
with
him?
Yeah, with him, because I don't know what to respond until I know what all was.
Yeah, enough that he would get it.
Okay. She tells him something's happened. There's a ward. There's a ward over. And she motions.
Cassandra's place? Is that her name? Cassandra?
No, Cassandra. was-
Sorry, no. The Iris. The lady that owns Cassandra's.
Yes. No, I can't find Cassandra.
Oh, I understand. I think.
I can't.
Well, do you want me to go talk to her?
No. No, don't go in there. Don't go in there.
And Andre put her up to this.
I don't know if he can't. He doesn't know. He
Son
can't
of a
know.
bitch. I heard you halfway across the room. You made him mad, and then all of a sudden, here's this.
No, you don't understand. It could.
Uh-oh.
No. You don't understand. There's so much you still have to know. And she's crying by this
I
point.
know, and he starts to wipe your face. You know, he's like, stop.
There's so much you have to know. Her.
You have to learn too. Look,
No.
keep going through those.
Look.
And he sees Andre's card,
Don't.
from earlier.
Yeah, I'm still standing. I'm actually standing up by my car,
and he
trying
looks
to
out.
work
He
my
kind of
phone
looks
and,
out.
I'm making calls essentially.
He looks out and he's like, yeah, stay here. It'll
No,
be okay.
no.
No. I
You
got
don't
this.
understand. It could be something else.
It could, but we're gonna find out. I'm not gonna do anything stupid. All right. He's coming out. We're gonna come to you coming out in just a little bit.
Okay.
And you see this guy from earlier starting to walk across the street. Not mean, but kind of purposefully.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you having trouble?
Excuse me? Am I having
Trouble with your phone?
Yes, of course I'm having trouble with it.
Who are you trying to call? I'll help you out.
No, that's okay.
I know it's kind of trouble for you, for La Sombra, right?
Yeah, I understand that, but I can handle it.
It doesn't look like you can handle it. The screen's glitching all to hell.
I can handle my shit. Can I help you with something?
Yeah. Did you work out a deal with the lady that owns that Cassandra's Dream?
Yeah, we're repurposing her building to make it to gentrify for the area, which is what we're going to be doing with your place too.
Oh, you are? And the proprietor of the store agreed to that?
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't sound like it to me.
Excuse me? Were you in the
I heard.
room?
How could I not hear it? You guys were yelling at each other across the whole building.
Oh, yeah.
He got a point.
with
He
with
got a
Iris?
point. No, he's talking about with Persephone.
Yeah, but he asked. Were you asking?
He's all over the place.
Is he? Because
He's all over the place. You are right to be confused. He's not angry, but you can tell.
No,
He meant proprietor as in
I'm explaining.
her.
Okay, well, I was talking about Iris.
Yeah. And he's starting to talk about the store, the funeral home.
Okay, so I'm just like yelling. Okay, so you're talking about Persephone?
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Persephone.
we still have business to discuss.
Well, listen, man. I don't know what you did or what you agreed to, but something's got her really upset in this building now. She's in there crying, and I don't know what you promised her and made her do over there, but whatever you've done is like hurting her. I mean, literally hurting her. And I know I look like some millennial, so saying literally, but I'm not that, and I mean it.
I'm literally 24.
Well, I'm literally not, and whatever is going on needs to stop.
Okay, one, the renovations in these buildings is not going to stop. However, if we need to discuss terms on Persephone being in this building or not, we can discuss that. Because honestly, funeral home ain't a great look for this place.
Lord.
Oh.
Is he gonna fucking aggro me?
I don't know.
Oh my god. He said he wouldn't do anything stupid.
I know.
No, he's not at all, actually.
Oh.
He just calms down. He's like, I'm just telling you, something's wrong with the building ever since you came over here. I don't know what. I don't know why. I don't know how. But it's not our place. But she said she feels it from over there. It's better now, but something was messing
Look,
with her.
If they did some shit after I left, I don't have anything to do with that.
I have your word on that.
All we did was sign some papers.
And I have your word on that.
Yeah, you have my fucking word on that.
Fucking great. And he turns around. Meanwhile, as he's walking by...
Do-do-do! Here
now
we
I'm
come!
considering, like, okay, so these tenants are giving me a fucking bunch of hassle right now. They're
Yeah.
probably not going to make it much longer in this building.
Oh my god.
I'm tired of them fucking around with me right now.
Meanwhile, here comes Cassandra and Erasmus. They're,
Oh shit.
look like they're waiting on an Uber.
As usual. Oh,
And
do we see
Erasmus
Andre?
kinda- yeah.
Yeah, we wave. Hey.
And I just kind of, like, look, like, just kind of give a nod.
Everything all right?
Yeah, actually, I need to talk to you guys for a second.
Come on over.
Again with the Ubering and the talking.
Just listen to what he has to say.
All right.
Where you guys need to go?
We're going to the French Quarter to eat.
Okay, and I'm going to go over to the Uber and be like...
It's not here yet, so.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Okay. Then, okay, so then I'm just gonna talk to him and be like, look, the neighbor tenants, Persephone, but not her, but some fucking guy that works at her shop, came up to me talking a bunch of noise about, something seeming not right about the building.
He's looking at Erasmus like,
And Erasmus, if he could look any more dead and pale, he would. And he looks over at you. And he goes, son of a bitch.
What's up?
I don't know.
I might have been right after all.
All right. Can't cancel your Uber. We got some things to discuss.
Yeah, I agree. I canceled the Uber on my phone.
And we're going back into the shop.
Yeah.
Look what he did. Come up.
No.
What? Well, let's see.
What did he do?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
As the owner of this property,
As the tenant of the building in our own domicile, we have a right to decorate how we see fit.
you can decorate whatever.
Then that's the end of the discussion on that.
But if you're doing something that's disturbing what they're doing, then I have a right to deal with this.
Well, we did have Star Trek up a bit loud. I bet that probably is what affected her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's crying because
Yeah.
Star Trek is too loud.
It's the fucking
Yeah,
dribbles
I almost
again.
put my foot through a man's face because he was talking some shit to me about Star Trek.
You
No.
think that.
Mm-mm. course I fucking think that. Like, I don't know who your guy is. He probably can take me down, but I don't care.
I mean, honestly,
it doesn't matter if he can or not.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You've never even had an issue with her, have you?
Huh?
With your lady next door,
No.
Persephone?
I only met her like 3 nights ago.
Yeah.
What's wrong? Is she okay?
I don't know
Listen, you've probably never been this
something's apparently wrong with her.
noisy. You've probably never been this busy. All this stuff's going on. I bet it's got her upset. I'll go talk to her.
She's doing the calculating lady
need
meme, like thinking.
That's happened several times.
Yeah.
We need to cut the shit right now. I'm feeling really undermined by a lot of stuff that's going on here.
I agree.
Son,
He
you're
needs-
not undermined, but there are things.
He did some sort of ritual with a chain and he blocked it. He said there's something wrong with the people over
Son
there.
of a bitch. You couldn't even make it one day without blabbing your damn mouth.
Well, he's gonna kick me out of my shop, okay?
Not
the
for that.
best way to do this is to do it all together.
Okay, wait.
I love Iris so much.
All right. Okay, so some ritual?
Yes.
We've done a ritual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why are we doing rituals in this
He's our
building?
business partner.
Do
We
you-
have to tell him.
Here's
There was nothing in my cute little doodle contract that said I can't tell him these things.
You tell him, Iris, because he's being a dick.
I'm trying to do the right thing, Iris.
Oh,
Let
shit.
me.
She's almost trembling like a chihuahua because she's like, oh, fuck.
Mr. Ducard, we merely put up wards. I am sure your sire has wards at her domicile as well. And if you do not know of them, it is probably simply because she has not told you. She is friends with numerous Tremere. Would follow logic that she has met their employ and gotten boons from them to protect her estate.
Fuck the Jameer.
Okay.
It is something that I am capable of doing in a small fashion as well, and I merely put one up.
That's great. So, here's the thing. I just need to know, what is it that if you put that ward up and I have her little fuckboy come out here to talk to me about it, why, what do we think's the connection? You just said son of a bitch and that you were right about something.
You're right, sir.
So, if we're going to be business partners here, we need to be on the same page about some stuff.
We do. But there are certain secrets that kindred have to keep to protect themselves. Me as well as Miss Persephone. And as long as that understanding can be respected, sir, we will gladly continue to do business with you. And I am sure Persephone will meet whatever terms you put down for her. And what would those terms be, sir?
If I
He's
may,
looking at, no, you may not. And this is hurting, I'm sure, because he is being really controlling at this point.
And she does not like to be quiet.
No. I know. He knows.
She does not like to be controlled.
Nope.
We're still in the middle of negotiations.
What would you like to achieve, sir?
You know what I'm here to achieve.
Her to be off this property? Doesn't make sense to me to have a funeral home here. And we all stay friends if she moves a few blocks away into adjoining estates that you may own, sir. Isn't that not correct?
I went to talk to her in order to achieve some sort of peace the way I did with Iris. Since they did help me with my thin blood problem, I wanted to keep them at least on the property.
And what did she tell you immediately when you went over there first thing to negotiate?
Oh, she was completely out of her mind.
And said what?
If you don't get out of here, I'll rip your throat out or some shit like that.
That's not the first thing she said. The first thing she said was, we'll discuss it tomorrow, and then you
The last
pressed.
thing I remembered was that.
You pressed. If you hadn't pressed, she wouldn't have gone there.
Doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, you were met with hostility nonetheless, sir. Obviously, negotiations with you aren't going to go well.
Oh, God.
What, you think you can talk some sense into her?
I am willing to step in as an intermediary to negotiate the terms of the boon. If you're agreeable to those terms, I will meet with her.
Well, it worked with Salt, so
She and I.
Yeah, try to dominate me. That'll be real fun.
yeah, I mean, it worked with Salt, and we didn't have to kill anybody.
Oh, no,
as much as I wanted to.
I'm not speaking of doing such things as base as that. She would know eventually that happened, and that would not end well.
I don't know what he. I mean, do I know what he did to him? Do I understand what he did to him?
No. You know is he was gone. He was there. He looked at Salt, said something to him. Salt stopped the car. He got out and apparently went to Arizona.
Yeah. So yeah, if you can talk some sense into her, so when we can have a better business discussion later, we can figure it out.
Iris, I am sorry, but are you agreeable to those terms for us to step in as intermediaries?
I guess if it'll resolve all this, I still just think we should just say.
We have to enter. These are delicate times.
I agree, but from what you said about Kindred needing to keep their secrets, I feel like what you did is now impinging on Persephone's secrets, and now you're going to expose those secrets, and I don't think that's fair.
No secrets will be exposed, and that is our bargaining tool.
So will you stop the thing that's hurting her?
No. I think that it is best that she moves to a different property that is remodeled and renewed into its own unique funeral home, owned by yours truly, Mr. Dante. A better place. Did I get your name wrong?
Yeah, you did.
I'm
Call me
sorry.
Dante.
So he says Mr. Ducard. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Mr. Ducard. I think that it will be best for everyone. I think we can reach that.
Okay, the business part of it, I'll handle whether we're going to get her to leave, if we need to make her leave or not. But you can go in there and bring the temperature down and handle whatever the fuck you guys have got between
couple degrees.
Whatever you've got between you guys to get her fuckboy off of me, then do what you gotta do.
All right. Iris, I'm not trying to control everything. There's just some things that I got to do on my own. Do you mind if we discuss terms and I leave you and Andre here for just a moment? Just to speak with her. One-on-one.
This is a tough decision for her, because right now she's feeling very suspicious. And she doesn't want there to be this conflict, but she doesn't trust, like, he's saying all this scary shit about her, but she hasn't done anything to her, and she's like, this is the sire that I've been looking for so long. Do I just trust him, or he's acting kind of weird and taking over my business,
He's acting very paranoid.
Yes. And that's making her paranoid.
Oh, Lord. Too paranoid.
Yeah.
They are Malkavian.
Too paranoid.
Yeah, you're seeing the
Buttholes.
Malkavian come out in him right now. He's being very cautious with every word, everything he says. Being very respectful. Overly so.
Well, why don't you go over there with Andre?
Andre doesn't need to hear. This needs to be a conversation between she and I.
The secrets?
Yes, out of respect.
Are you going to kill her?
No, I am not.
Are you going to hurt her?
No, I am not.
Okay, go ahead. But if you lied to me, I'm kicking you out. And I'll fuck up your box, too.
As far as I know. I don't believe I've lied to you yet.
Yeah, but you're keeping a lot. I don't like that, so.
I understand. There are things to protect you and there are things to protect others, and we have to do everything right. If we get anything wrong, well, then there's hell to pay usually.
That's true.
And he kind of touches his head, like remembering something. So, You see on the cameras that an Abraham Lincoln looking figure is approaching your door, and he knocks.
She'll answer.
Takes his hat off, bows his head politely, and looks up at you and says, "Hello, Vicenta."
Hello, Razzie.
And that's where we'll leave tonight's story. All right. So this is the conclusion. Let's talk about favorite moments. Dee, I'll let you go first since you were our story kicker offer.
Man, there was a lot. I love Iris's smartass mouth.
Me too.
Like, beyond. And I love Andre's just like, I will not take your shit. Like, I love both of them. It's great. Even though Vicenta and Andre about...
Yeah,
about
we probably
Duke-
about duked it out.
We about duked it out. But
I was looking at my dice like, I guess we're probably going to have to do this.
That's your call.
I mean, it was... she was stressed and she couldn't deal with what you came to deal with. It wasn't anything personal towards you, and she tried to convey that.
Sure.
You know, but yes, she's dealing with a beast and a shadow. And when you have a voice in the back of your head that tells you to do unspeakable things, sometimes it's a little difficult. But
now,
yeah.
do we know why Persephone has a shadow?
You don't know she has a shadow.
I know, but we're as players.
I know
I'll
why.
talk about it in a moment, and that'll be for our audience.
Yeah, because we just brought up shadows now. So
I
just-
know.
And everybody's like, "What the hell?"
So if anyone who's
Not
keeping-
if they
keeping
listen
up,
to
like,
Ray.
why?
So this is a plug like they used to do in 1990s and 2000s comic books to get you to go listen to other things if you are curious about the backstory to Vicenta and Erasmus's relationship. I would encourage you to listen to our previous podcast, Wraith the Oblivion, Tempest of New Orleans, and that will fill you in.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things will get filled in for you there. All right. So, Monica, how about you?
I did like how Persephone and Andre were, it was just like a rock at a hard place. And it was just like, how is this going to get resolved? Because obviously one is dealing with some things that the other cannot possibly know about, but the other one is a Lasombra who is like, I'm going to do this one way or the other. So that was fun. And then I liked making Iris just a dumbass. I do.
I love it.
It's okay.
It's so great.
Well, how does Iris feel about Erasmus and, to a degree, you stepping in as much as he did tonight?
Yeah, he pretty much took control
Yes.
of every decision you made.
Yes. And she, in the moment, she was like, this is great. This is what I needed. This is going to make everything work out. But now, after the ritual and everything, and hearing how what Erasmus did is affecting somebody else, she's starting to be like, I don't really know him that well at all, or what his motivations are.
Correct.
So this may have been a bad decision. And now that I've gone down this path, is it like a sunk cost fallacy thing? Like, I've spent this time trying to find him. I moved here, I uprooted my life, and now I have him. Do I just go with whatever he says? That doesn't really make sense. But I also don't have all the information, and it's not like I'm best friends with Persephone. Maybe she is something bad. I don't know.
It's like meeting your Malkavian Madness Network boyfriend for the first time.
Yes, he's a
Reality
little
kicks it.
different
Yeah.
from my fantasy ideal of him.
Right.
So I think it's making her a little paranoid. She doesn't know whether it's going to be better to just keep her head down and do what he says, because sometimes she's like, that's what sires are for, to do this with their children. And a lot of her is just wanting to end the conflict. She doesn't like it when Andre is mad at them. She doesn't like the idea that he could kick them out. So she was like, okay, whatever Erasmus says, let's just go with it, because he knows what he's talking about. But now that all this other stuff happened, she's like, I don't know which is the best course of action. So yeah, she's confused.
All right. Adam? Favorite moments, thoughts?
I think just trying to play out the negotiations and how radically different each one of them were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, thinking I was about to have to roll some dice for fighting twice, mind you.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, I mean, maybe we'll talk about it after game, but like I don't know what Ig, like why he's such a fucking brick shithouse of a guy. Apparently,
The circumstances may make more sense in a little bit. We're not going to give those details away here, dear listener, because we want to let that unfold in the story. But the players will be given some knowledge.
yeah, I would personally like to know because right now I want to kick his ass.
Right.
That will not go well.
And D saying that over and over again makes me want to kick his ass even
No,
more.
here's the deal. It's not
Like,
just him. I'm just saying you would have to deal with both of them.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that
piss
being
her off.
said, I would probably be calling Sierra, saying, Sierra, I'm handling this to the best of my ability, but we have some problems here. And I would bring Sierra in as backup.
But then
if I
Mommy's
knew
not
that
going to be proud of you. that
Mommy
she has
ain't gonna
to
be
come
very
in.
proud that Ig's gonna have his face in a dead body's ass. Because that's what's gonna happen. So mommies can deal with their mommy issues
have a mommy
later
fight.
while I'm fucking beating him into the pavement. So, like, yeah, the mommy bullshit can go out the window, and you mommies can have their own fights. So, yeah, with that in mind, yeah, the Ig coming up to me like that, I was thinking of some arms of airmen.
Yeah.
And some fucking prowess uppercutting his head off.
Right.
Or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Because I think Andre is getting really aggravated with the lack of respect that's going on. That feels like is happening.
Yeah,
Especially
these are
because,
two kindred who have like no incentive
yeah.
to do that. One for one reason, and one for another. We're just like, who the fuck?
Yeah. And so as the proprietor of the building,
You're like,
why
I
do
own
I
this
even want to
place.
deal with this?
Yes, like I.
Why
could
not just kick these people
Yes.
out? And the only reason why I'm not is because of the good part of me that's trying to say, well, they helped me with the thin blood thing, but the prince gave me the title to this district. I own this district, even if it's through the prince, and the only person I'm going to be grovel to is the prince. Because they're the one that gave me that power. Anyone under me, I don't care about.
I love it. It's so La Sombra. It's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I love it.
Yep. It's working out well.
It
And
really
it's
is.
two good foils for La
Yeah.
Sombra.
I think you picked the right one for you, Adam.
Yeah.
One who will not listen because she's got too much shit going on, and one who will listen but needs a translator, a sanity translator.
Yeah.
Just two who you cannot
An
get a
insane
hold
sanity
on.
translation.
Yes. The
Like,
blonde leading the blonde.
Do you, yes, negotiate with
Like-
these two people.
I mean, and it slipped through a little bit. I think it's interesting where he was like, "Yeah, that's a great document we just drew up there."
Yeah.
Straight to the point.
Yeah, and then handed it over. It needs a little legalese, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
It's fun.
Really, motherfucker?
Yeah. All right. Well, I certainly had a good time. The cat is out of the bag.
Yeah.
We've had to make several edits to
Only like
hi-
two or three.
three.
Several.
I've done it. I've done it every session so far.
Yes.
Yes, I have. I
Yeah,
literally
he
have.
has.
Oh.
Yeah. To hide the Vicenta slips, but now we don't have to, at least in certain circumstances. So
As player knowledge, we at least all know.
player knowledge, you
Yes.
have
Can
that,
say it.
but your characters do not.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that is important to keep in mind as we go into
And
the
I
next
don't know who
session.
Vicenta is.
Yeah, you
Correct.
don't
Yeah,
know
you'd be like,
shit
who
about
gives
her.
a fuck?
Yeah.
Neither
Yeah.
really does Iris.
Yeah.
Oh, Iris doesn't, but I do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. Iris
So-
doesn't clue.
Okay. Well, we will find out what happens next week. But until then, this is GM Tuck wishing you all a good night. Have a good one, everyone.